It was so cool. Like, me and my best friends just going to practice, hating our life at 6:30 a.m. for workouts, Like, one time, actually, I was, like, in a resball tournament, and I had no legs, and I airballed, and no one said anything. It was silent, and my Uncle James was like, airball. My cheeks went red. I just was like, I'm already sweaty. I'm sweaty when I play, but I was like, you could tell I was so embarrassed.
Welcome to the War Scouts Basketball Podcast with Mike and Naim. I'm one of your co-hosts, Naim Cardinal, as usual. I'm here with my bro, Michael Swampy. How you doing this week?
Doing well. Busy. As usual. Yeah.
Big move.
Yeah, moving into a new town. I won't reveal my exact location, but it's it's a much larger town than I'm used to.
Nice. Are you on spring break now, or is that just Edmonton?
That might just be Edmonton. We start spring break after this upcoming week, so we still have one more full week of work, and then we are free.
Nice. It's that time you're just counting down the days until spring break. A little bit of freedom.
Yes.
Yeah. Kids out here get 2 weeks, so my kids are off for 2 weeks now.
What?
Yeah.
Jeez, you guys just really live it up in the Okanagan.
That's right. We do it right out here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long time to keep your kids entertained and like.
Oh my gosh, I can imagine.
Yeah, and if you don't have childcare, you gotta get all that sorted out if you're working and stuff. And yeah, I can imagine that can be a little bit of a headache at times for some people, but good for the kids, good for the teachers, get that break.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing that you have, 3 littles that just sit and read all day and don't cause any havoc.
That's right. They're just little angels and work on their academics all day. So you getting ready? You still getting ready for this tournament, or what? Are you just gonna go wing it?
Well, Naim, if you know anything about me and my personality, is that winging it is always the way to go.
That's right. Who are you playing with anyway?
Musco Cheese.
Oh, you guys are taking a team. Who else going?
Yeah. It's a collection of Musco Cheese guys and some guys from Edmonton.
Nice. Some of the old Musco Cheese Warriors.
Yeah, Musco Cheese Warriors and some guys from our men's league team.
Yeah. I got in the gym a couple times this week.
Oh yes, that's right.
Yeah. Just that at UBCO, just in the gym there. I went at lunchtime one day, shot around for about half an hour. Nothing too intense. And then the next, I think the 2 days after, I went to the gym again and shooting around and wound up playing some 2-on-2. Yeah.
Does UBCO host noontime ball like the U of A does?
No, they just like have open gym and like whoever shows up there shows up.
Have you ever been to the noontime ball?
I have, not in a long time, but I used to go to it. Like, and even when I mostly went to it when I was going to school at Concordia, but not when I was at U of A. Yeah, there was a group of us that would take the bus and train over there from Concordia and go get a run in and like. But you have to be like real sneaky about it because they would come check IDs and stuff because it's just like for U of A students. And yeah, we get caught sometimes and get kicked out of the gym.
Yeah, when I was at the U of A, I didn't even know about it until I ended up seeing some guys, I think that either played university or that I played against, and saw them playing. I immediately went home, grabbed my shoes, and I joined them. I went and played for me and Dakota went a bunch of times, and there's some good runs there.
Yeah, that gym time is legendary in Edmonton. Like, and mostly like most ballers in Edmonton know about that U of A main gym noon ball, and that's why we used to go all the time. We'd make the trek over there from Concordia across town, and it'd be like some of the former Bears would be playing. Like at that time, like Ryan Dunkley, he's a He's a teacher now. Yeah, he's a local legend in Edmonton. But he'd be playing out there. Like after Melnichuk played, like he'd be there a few times and stuff, and like you just see like some of the Bears out randomly, and just always a good run.
Yeah, it slowly faded, unfortunately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was part of the group chat on Facebook, and I always see comments like, "Are the runs dead?"
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
That main gym was legendary. Like the atmosphere in there, like the Seville Center is so nice. It's like such a nice facility, but it just doesn't have the same like energy as the main gym had. Like back in I used to go to a lot of games back in the early 2000s, and it's like it's just different. Like I don't know how to explain it, but just a different experience. And like maybe we'll have to bring on one of these old Bears one time, and they can talk about that.
And the older gym is like, it's a little more, what's the word? A little more intimate. Like
definitely.
Like there's stands all surrounding the court, right? It feels like the crowd's just right on top of you.
Yeah.
I think they did host. I think they hosted a national volleyball game in that gym, like just recently.
No way. Wow.
Within the past week, because I don't know if it ended up being that the men's volleyball team made it to the finals, and Canada West our nationals were happening for basketball at the same time. So Seville was obviously going to be booked for that, and so they must have just moved the volleyball to the old gym on main campus.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Because I was looking at photos, I was like, wow, they didn't even host it at Seville, but nonetheless, it's still being used.
Yeah. And that whole building has changed. Like they gave it a facelift and stuff. It looks quite a bit different in there.
I'm repping the 8 today, as you guys can see.
That's right. Golden Bears for life. Golden Bears and Pandas for life.
I know I say I'm a Viking, but I graduated from the U of A.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, so I think I want to try like getting a little bit more runs in. Like I've been talking to someone in town here, and I guess there's pretty good run Tuesday nights at starting at 7:30. So I might try go check that out.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, at the rec center.
If I leave here by 11, I should be able to make it.
Yeah,
11 a.m.
That's right. Plus you'll gain an hour because you're going an hour back in time. So
that's right.
Be good.
That's right.
Yeah.
That way.
Yeah.
No, that's good that you're getting in shape. I can see it in you. You got the passion.
Yeah. I definitely miss it. Like I don't know. It's we don't like talk about it a whole lot, but like, being in the gym is like therapeutic, and like you just forget everything when you're out there. And I had like a few years where I just spent a lot of time by myself in the gym, just shooting around and stuff, and it was just like the best thing for me to do.
That's why I became a phys ed teacher, man.
Free access all the
time. My classroom is the gym.
Yeah. If I want to go to the gym right now, I could just go.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I mean by loser laps. I just during my prep, I just go and run laps in my gym, shoot some hoops, and that's it.
Yeah, that's the life. All right. Last episode. Listen to it a couple times. What are your thoughts on it?
It was a great episode. Paige and Mike are such good storytellers, especially. I think they were a good balance with one another. Paige was very, very much. She's the manager of the league, so she was able to talk about pretty eloquently about how to manage the league and what sort of things she does in terms of that, but also talk about her Team Canada experience in a 3x3. And then on the other side, you have Mike, who's an amazing storyteller and just told personal stories about him becoming a wrestler and
Yeah.
finding new avenues of straying away from the street life and that sort of thing. And yeah, that was our best episode. As we say,
Yeah.
new episode, it's our best episode.
Yeah. Every week.
Every week is our best episode.
Yeah.
We're getting better.
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to both of them talking. Like, they're both so humble. Like, they're so accomplished. Like, Paige is probably one of the most accomplished basketball players I've ever talked to, and Mike is like an absolute legend. Like, just well known in the native tourney circuit and like in all the communities and stuff. And he's just a genuinely good person, and it was so good to talk to them and hear their stories. And I mentioned that I've never seen Mike with a bad attitude on the court, and that's true. Like, we've played against him a lot of times, and he's always smiling out there. Like, he just looks like he's just having fun. And I wish I had that.
You do. You just have a passion, a fiery competitiveness to you.
Yeah.
You just direct it in the wrong way. That's all, Naim.
Yeah. Yeah. It was cool to hear a lot of his backstory though, and hearing about his experience with the Huskies. And like, it's so good that he advocated for himself in that situation he was in with his coach, and stood up for himself and followed through on things. I think that was really important.
Yeah, speaking up is such a huge thing that not very many Indigenous peoples do, because they're often worried about losing out on an opportunity if they were to do something like that. And yeah, Mike went out and did it, and it worked out. It was good. Spoke out on behalf of Indigenous, and there was a few Black players as well that experienced the same things he was experiencing, for sure.
And especially at that time, like, I think that was like probably around the year 2000 or something. Like, wasn't a lot of people listening to people who were speaking up and advocating for themselves at that time. All right. So next we'll have our starting five. For anyone who's a new listener, essentially our starting five is our start.
We're not editing. We're
okay.
We're going.
All right. Okay. For any new listeners, our starting five is our shout out section for our podcast. So we appreciate when listeners send in names of people who they think deserve a shout out for the week. So this one was picked by us. First on our starting five is Calvin Sampson. Calvin is a member of the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, and is also the head coach of the Houston Cougars men's basketball team. So this is a NCAA Division I men's basketball team. The Cougars are ranked number 1 in the country, and Calvin was just named the Big 12 Coach of the Year. So out of the entire conference, he's the Coach of the Year. So congrats, Calvin.
I bet a lot of people didn't know he was Indigenous. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is. I think I only heard of that recently, like maybe within the last year or something.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
Next up on our starting five, we have Talon Weaselhead. Talon and the St. Mary Saints just won the Calgary City Championship for high school last weekend, and they just won tonight the ASAA 4A Provincials at Lindsay Thurber High School in Red Deer. Congratulations, Talon. And also, congratulations, too, for the 1A boys, Coaldale, who dominated their game, and 1A girls, Sterling, who also dominated their games. And then for 2A, Weber Academy, and for the boys, and Emmanuel Christian for the girls. 3A, we had Holy Trinity out of Fort Mac winning a close one, 85-84 for the boys. And then we had for the girls, Strathmore winning it, another close one, 70-68. And then obviously, as we just mentioned, for 4A boys, we had St. Mary's and Talon Weaselhead winning 79-71 against Megan Tipler's, her former school that she used to coach at, her
alma mater.
Yeah,
No?
that's what it is. Alma mater. Megan Tipler's alma mater, St. FX. St. Mary's beating St. FX. I was talking to Gord about that final, and I was wondering, both teams are Saints. Is religion back in 2024? I'm just kidding. And then for the 4A girls, we had Raymond winning 87-51. And I don't think Raymond had a game closer than that the entire tournament. I think they went without a loss the entire season. They have one girl, Delaney Gibb, who played for Team Canada on their team, and I think she committed to BYU, but I could be wrong. It might also be Utah, somewhere in Utah. But phenomenal player, phenomenal teams. Congratulations, everyone in ASAA. You guys killed it tonight.
That's pretty phenomenal to just like clean up in like 4A like that. The whole 4A provincial tournament, like that's the top teams from everywhere, and you're beating them by 30.
Yeah, and to not have a game closer than 30 points is insane. I was looking at some of their scores this season for the Raymond girls, and they actually went down to Utah for a tournament, a high school tournament, and one of their closest games, they ended up winning that tournament in the States by 2. So they can compete with USA teams, which is pretty spectacular for a Canadian team.
That's pretty unreal. And you mentioned that one of the teams from 3A won, from Fort Mac won. Keanu Men's also won the nationals tonight for CCAA.
That's right.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
It actually goes to show like the impact that Keanu is having on their community, right?
Yeah.
To have one of their high schools win basketball provincials and then have their university win nationals, like that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, and I think their basketball program has only been in the ACAC for like maybe 12 years, like something like that. It hasn't been long, like maybe 2010. It's not a long time.
Crazy. They're doing something up in Fort Mac. Something's in the water. We also forgot to mention that for those who don't know, Raymond, we've talked about school populations before on this podcast and how they sort of tier. Raymond's school population is considered a 2A school, so they're under a population of 300, and they compete with these schools that are like 2,000, 2,500. It's absolutely insane.
It's unreal, and it's like year after year after year
after year. Yeah,
it's consistent. Wow.
But yeah, congratulations to all those teams.
Yeah, congrats. All right. Third on our starting 5, we have Hope LaRock and Abby Sweeney. This is a combined starting 5 nomination for spot 3. And this is coming in from Coach Eric Sung, a high school teacher at Dakota Collegiate in Winnipeg, Manitoba. Both are currently playing for the senior girls basketball team at Dakota Collegiate, and were part of the 2023 Manitoba gold medal team at NAG. Abby was recently ranked 4th in the province, and Hope gained an honorable mention in the Winnipeg Free Press coaches poll. Both will be competing for the Manitoba provincial title this Friday. They are also members of the successful team run at nationals, where they finished 4th with Team Manitoba.
Yeah, 4th in the country. Wow. Next on our shoutouts goes to the Gitalang-Giaz-Nay Secondary School Breakers from Haida Gwaii, who took 2nd place at BC 1A Provincials. We mentioned this last week, but they had a pretty historic run as they were the first team from Haida Gwaii to make it to the finals at Provincials. There was also a really nice video of them being interviewed after the game, and you could tell how emotional they were. Really cool video. We won't show all of it, but we just wanted to sort of let our listeners know just how much of an impact it was. If you're listening on the podcast, it might be best to switch over to YouTube just to sort of catch a glimpse of this one.
For 17-year-old Levi Burton, playing basketball on a provincial stage is a dream come true.
I don't even know how to describe the feeling. Like, it's just something I've never felt before. Like, just knowing that this is the furthest any team has ever made it, like just knowing we've already made history.
The coach of the Gitgalang Kuya Snaybreakers says this is the first time ever a boys sports team from as far away as Haida Gwaii has made it to the championship finals.
Representing Haida Gwaii is quite crucial to me. There's a long history of basketball on Haida Gwaii just through Skidegate Saints and through culture at the same time, right?
Really cool.
Mm-hmm.
Really, really cool. Pretty unreal when you consider the amount of basketball players that come out of Haida Gwaii.
Yeah, a lot of we've seen it, but like the history of basketball in that in those communities there, yeah, and the players that come out of there, it's pretty surprising that like that was the first team that went to the finals, because like there's just so many good players there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure.
All right, fifth on our starting five. The fifth spot goes out to the Misquachie Academy Junior High girls basketball team, who just won the Edmonton Public Schools Tier 3 City Championship. This is the first ever basketball championship for Misquachie Academy. So big shout out to the team, big shout out to the players, the coaches, managers, all the teachers and administrators who support sports and athletics in the school. This is huge.
Mm-hmm. The Misquachie Academy isn't very big, so I imagine the junior high girls also won a banner in the volleyball. So I imagine that same group of girls went over and played basketball. So that's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, into the world of basketball.
In the world of basketball, the Warriors Basketball Club out of Winnipeg, Manitoba, officially announced their second annual Battle for Turtle Island All-Indigenous Basketball Tournament. The BTIAIBT. The tournament will take place May 17th to 19th at the University of Winnipeg. There will be adult divisions for men's and women's with a $700 entry fee per team with a 100% payout. There will be a maximum of 16 men's teams and 12 women's teams. As well, there will be a U17 division for boys and girls with a $500 early bird entry before May 1st and a $650 entry after May 1st. Contact Terrence Ross or Damien Morissette for more information. That's pretty unreal to have a tournament with 16 men's teams.
Yeah, it'll be huge.
Yeah.
Yeah, May long weekend. All right, another tournament coming up. The Ball at the Hall Jackpot Showdown is taking place from April 26th to 28th at the Pagani Community Hall. The men's tournament has a $450 entry fee with an 8-team, 10-player max, and there will be cash prizes and merchandise prices, all dependent on entries. The women's tournament has a $400 entry fee with a 16, 10-player max. Cash and merchandise prizes will be dependent on entries, and a 50% deposit will be required for all men's and women's entries. There will also be raffles, a 3-point king and queen competition, and concession on site, which is crucial. So you want to contact Johnny North Pagan at 403-692-7034 or Kanita Plain Eagle at 403-632-6011 for more information. You can also find the poster on Facebook. I think if you just do a search for it, you'll be able to pull it up.
Okay, I think it is that time, Naim.
That's right. We did it.
We did it. Exe, on to our interview. Hi, Ishnish Magwech Mashicho.
All right, we're here with our interview. We'll just introduce our guest. In sčin Jade Montgomery-Waardenburg is Silk, Shikwekmach, and Quigel, and lives in her homelands, Similkameen, Lower Similkameen, located in the town of Karamias, BC. She works for the Lower Similkameen Indian Band as an early childhood worker and just recently opened a daycare. In her time away from work, she loves playing basketball, volunteering as a Silk basketball coach, volunteering at pride events, and spending a lot of their free time with their family on the land. So, White and sčin, Hashkahalt, Lim for being here.
Hello. Nice to meet you guys, and I'm excited here to chat about some ball.
Jade, how was Name's how was the language there? How was his pronunciation?
Hit my heart. Well, you tried your best. It was really good. Similkameen.
Similkameen.
Sorry. Yeah,
Awesome.
we're in the Similkameen Valley here. I'm just at the daycare now. I just finished some work here.
Awesome. Well, Jade, we really appreciate you being on the pod. One of the things that Naim and myself love about doing the podcast is hearing people's stories and sort of how did basketball help their lives, or how did they begin playing basketball and that sort of thing. So, if you can, just tell our audience a little bit about your basketball journey.
A long, long time ago. When I was little, I started playing basketball when I was probably like 3 or 4. And I fell in love with it. My parents would, mostly my mom at the time, it was just me and her. And she would lug me around, pop me in the back of the car, and we'd be bumping some hip hop, 90s hip hop down the road, trying to make it to Yakima. Closer ones are Lytton, Kamloops. But I always had a little ball with me, and I was dribbling when I was a baby. So I started really young, and I really loved how it just felt like I was home in a gym. You know, it was a safe space for me to play and to grow and to meet new people. I have like so many more aunties and uncles now, like on the turning trail. So I started when I was a wee lad, and it just blossomed from there. I got to train a lot. My mom kind of like really supported me in sports and in staying busy, and she really wanted me to have a good life, and supported me in basketball really early in my career of basketball. I was doing, my summer school was basketball camps, and I was, every week of the summer, I was busy playing basketball. And through my elementary years and high school years, middle school years, I was always loving it. I was this small, skinny, fast kid on the court that could dribble. I was the one dribbling, what's it called, coast to coast, because I was so fast, and I was always hustling. I was hungry, you know, like, you know, when you're little, or you're coaching little ones, and you're like, get hungry, like, get the ball. And they're like, what? Like, I don't want to hurt their feelings or hurt them or get hurt. But I was that hungry kid on the court when I was little, and it's hard to teach that now that I'm coaching more in my older basketball career age. But yeah, I did high school. I went to high school at Kelowna Secondary, and I played in club teams. I got to play Team BC. I think that was grade 11. That was huge. I like never thought I was gonna make it after I tried the first time, and I came back, worked harder, and I'm really proud of that. Like, to be a Team BC is really hard. And if you don't know people sometimes, like in that circle, it can be hard to know when tryouts are, know when training camps are. So I want to be better at that, and getting our kids out there, you know, spreading the word more of when those camps are. But high school was really fun for me. I had a really good coach and a solid team. We never made it to provs or anything. There was some ballers in our AAA region. I got to go to provs in middle school when it was in Nelson, and I got a team all-star for that. So I just loved it. Like, loved it through high school, loved it through middle school. Kept training, kept getting better, And then I got the opportunity to try out for Thompson Rivers University. I got scouted by a coach called Scott Reeves. And so out of high school, I went to Kamloops. That's where I started my college basketball. It was tough. It was like the hardest transition of my life. every moment of holy smokes, like I really don't have any discipline. I don't have my mommy to take care of me and tell me to do things. What? I could just have a nap instead of go to class?
Yeah,
No,
I think we've all been there.
Yeah. It bites you in the butt. But my career there was pretty short. This was coming from my mom and my dad really protected me as a kid because of the way they grew up and what they grew up in. They didn't want me to get hurt or traumatized or all the things that come with that overprotection and overlove, and never let me fail. But I failed at TRU. It was hard. It was a huge realization that you need hard work, you need discipline, you need to want to be there, and you need to want to do it, It's hard. You got to grind, just like you're grinding for sports. Like, you got to do it more, because when you've been doing it your whole life, sports come easy, and that routine clicks in easier. And when you're not in the same routine with school, you don't get to play sports.
Yep.
Yeah, I took a little break there and went back, and I worked in school for as an Aboriginal advocate. And I was like, this is cool. Helping kids is cool. I love kids. Kids love me. And I found a gift in that. Then I've kind of just trickled around, kind of bounced around playing basketball. I got to play at Northwest Indigenous College for a bit with my cousin Jasmine Montgomery. That was sick because American ball is so much different than Canadian ball. That's a fact. Like, those kids have also been balling since they were little. And it's so much faster and competitive. And it was really cool to play ball down there for a little bit.
Sorry, what years did you play at Kelowna?
For high school?
Yeah.
I graduated in 2011.
Oh.
So those 3 years I was playing ball.
So at some point, Naim and I talked about, I once went to your school to play in the tournament.
Western.
Yeah.
That school was insane. Like, because I grew up on the west side, and I was at Constable Neil Bruce Middle School, and I was supposed to go to Mount Bushry, but my mom decided and kind of like talked to me about like opportunities, different opportunities that Kelowna Secondary could give me. And we actually had a solid 3 from Constable Neil Bruce go to KSS instead of Mount Bushry. My friend Caitlin and my cousin Jordan. And we all loved our coach, Lisa Neverall, who was coaching us through program RTC. So that was like on the weekends, we would go do like training with her. And then we were like, we want to go be at KSS. We want to be big owls. We don't want to be bears. We want to be owls. Sorry, friends I grew up with. I'm gonna go to the big city across the bridge.
That's funny. You and I kind of have similar stories, because I went to Jasper Place in Edmonton, and I had ended up leaving my hometown to attend that school. So yeah, similarities, yeah, for sure.
And everyone was mad. Everyone was mad when they left. I remember that.
Sorry, not sorry, guys. But yeah, that kind of caused like a big rivalry against, well, KSS and Mount Bushry have always had a rivalry of being kind of like higher, top more kids go to those schools, so they like
Yeah.
have more scouting opportunities, I guess. And yeah, it was hard. It was a big decision as a little middle school Jade.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I wouldn't change my decision. As much as I love all my friends and the people that helped me at Constable Bruce, it's just, I think I would have been a different person if I went to Mount Bushreat.
I feel the exact same way about my decision. I wouldn't have changed it, because I think when I moved from like a smaller school to a bigger school, it kind of humbled me a little bit, caused me to work a little bit harder.
Yeah, definitely. You're against people that are like at your level or higher, and being able to play up, like play senior, was like super sick, because like as I said, I was the little skinny fast girl, the little skinny fast player. Like I had to grow more, and it pushed me, to get to that level, you know.
Grow skill wise, not height wise, right?
No, I actually sprouted. In high school.
How did you do that?
Yeah, I went to Montana. Yeah, actually, I went to Sundance, and I came back like a foot tall. I prayed really hard.
All the blessings.
Yeah, all my ancestors were like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
please, creator."
Awesome. Yeah, well, yeah, thanks for sharing that with us. I really appreciate hearing everyone's story when they talk about the way they got started into basketball and where it led them to. So yeah, definitely appreciate you sharing that with us. And I know over the years, like, you've been involved in basketball at a high level from the time you were a teenager till all the way to today. You're a multi-winner of both the Junior All-Native and the All-Native basketball tournament in BC. We're just wondering what kind of preparation goes into getting ready to play in like the All-Native, just like as an athlete, and then also like with your team, and just the kind of organization that's behind everything, and like bringing everyone together, all the athletes and coaches and like managers, community members, to just for this one event throughout the year.
Yeah, it takes a lot of organization. I'm so grateful for the people that support us. Like my Auntie Tara has managed us, my Uncle Peter coaches us. Our whole team works together to fundraise to get up there, because it's not cheap. Last year we got to do a loonie auction in community, and it had me in tears. Like, it had me in tears how much our people love us, to like feed into this and to like support us and to like give us their hard-earned money to help us and lift us up as Indigenous people. And I don't remember the number, but it was like really high. Like, we were just so blessed. We're so blessed with all the support. We do a 50-50, and I think we had about 4,000. I wish I had the numbers. I'm terrible at remembering numbers and names, but yeah, it was a big one. Like, people were like calling us on the phone while we're like writing out tickets. They're like, "We need to get a chance to win this," and
Nice.
like, "Take all our money." Ticket. Send me a picture of the ticket. It was a receipt. But yeah, it's nuts. It's nuts. We start practicing pretty early on. We try our best to be getting in the gym. After our championship last year, I was probably like the fittest I've been in a minute, because I really trained hard last year. I had a fire burning inside of me. I'm like, I need to win. I was like, my competitiveness is really high, and I hold my team and my family and my sisters and my cousins like to a high level. And I help push them, and they help support. We all help support each other. But some of us don't live here, you know, and they don't have the gym time, but we get in the gym, we practice usually once a week during the weekdays, and then we'll practice on the weekend. We start off with 1 a week, and then we push to 2 a week. And we also play in Kelowna Women's League. So I travel 2 hours to play Women's League. And it's fun. Like, it helps us so much getting reps, getting games under our belt. The support of the women there, the competitiveness in that little league that we have. Like 5 teams, I think, or I think we're pushing 6.
And you're constantly playing the same teams over.
Yeah. Yeah, we just played our championship game last night, actually, and we lost. We got second.
Can't win them all.
And it was a good game. I ended up rolling my ankle in the last bit of the game, which always sucks. But these ankles always be getting rolled over. A little stronger.
Yeah, we've been there.
Yeah. We just train. We train hard. After the last year of winning, though, I took a fat champ nap. I was like, yeah, I'm a champ. I'm gonna not do anything for so long. So a couple of months before the tournament, I'm like, Jade, time to eat right. Time to sleep. Time to actually run. But yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to get ready. I think I've been focusing more on like mentally getting ready and mentally being stronger, and kind of like treating that tournament like a business. Like, I want to go in the best shape I can possibly be. It's a long, hard week when you're not the champion. Like, you know, like 1 year we played 9 games. 9 games in 1 week.
Oh, wow.
The last couple of days were doubles. And we were just tired, man. We're drained. We came second that year.
Did you have to play like the top team first, and then you lost, and then?
Oh yeah, we lost to an old veteran team. They're from Rupert. We were just, you know, like, you just have those games where you're like not listening to coach. You're like doing everything, trying to be the man, like trying to shoot shots that aren't really there. Not really trusting each other or like flowing or finding that synergy, you know. And basketball is the game, man. There's always a chance to win. There's always a chance to lose, no matter who you're going up against. And that was one of our lost our first game backdoor bandits climbing up the mountain.
Yeah, geez, 9 games in a week. That's crazy.
Yeah, you gotta be in shape.
Yeah.
After we're like 9 games. We felt like after that whole week, man.
How many times have you won?
We've won twice. So the last 2 years we've won, and we haven't lost a game.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So we are doing really well. I'm really proud of my team. Like, my team is awesome. Like, not many people in the tournament can like be like, hey, like, my cousin and my sister played elite basketball, played college ball, you know, and we're very fortunate. We're very privileged to have those opportunities. But every single one of us worked hard. Like, Ashley McGinnis was at UVic, and Camosun. Nicola was at what's that one northern team on the island called? I'm blanking.
VIU?
Yeah, VIU. Jasmine was at Camosun, Enwick with me, and Madison played Camosun also, and I think she played a little bit for OC College. But we're all like, oh, and my auntie Amanda, she didn't come this year, but she played the year before, and she I think she had an opportunity or was doing some training with Okanagan in TRU, like the old Okanagan TRU. We all have like a different level of basketball IQ, and we've all been playing with each other since Jant, like we played in Jant and we won 3 when I was playing. And yeah, so I know where all my people are always. And the huge thing in basketball is, I come up to double team brick walls. Like, I know my sister's right behind me, and she's gonna pop a 3 in this chick's eye. Like, like it's just, I trust them, and we all are at an elite level, and it's really rare, but it's so sweet, and I'm super proud of all of us. And even the younger ones, like, even though they're not in college or doing or like choosing that path, they're grinders, they're hustlers, they know what they need to do, and they're learning from us also. And I hope that they can take what they want from our knowledge also.
That's awesome. Yeah, Mike and I were paying really close attention to the tournament and got to watch a couple of your games. I watched the second half of the final, and it was so awesome to see the way your team played defense and completely shut down the other team, just like really working together. And just wound up winning it.
It was close, wasn't it? It was
yeah,
close.
I was like, I'm glad you only watched the second.
Yeah. And we saw the final score. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a crazy game. That gym is insane. If you guys ever have an opportunity to go and watch, even like, you step into that gym during a final game that's close, and you can just feel the energy. It's kind of like KSS, but like heightened. Like, everyone's in the drum. Like, you feel like everyone's drumming, but there's no drums in there. It's like, it's loud. It's proud. It sometimes can be ugly. It can get competitive out there, and people are really, they fundraise as fans to go up there, like they save and they take their time out of the week to go cheer and to be in that and to be surrounded by Indians, and just, it's like a love energy for me. Like, it's like you feel how much people care, and people sometimes there can be bad energy, and that's why we always pray. Like, we always have a circle before our games. Like, we know now, we've been in it now, and there's things that we can do to help us. Like, we put our protective ochre on our bodies, we smudge, we say a prayer. I think I'm gonna start doing it at halftime too. Bring grandma in.
Yeah.
But it can be crazy. Like, it can be crazy in there.
I'm glad you brought up that, because that's a little foreshadow for what I have for you in Would You Rather.
Yeah, at the very end. Yeah. In one of our very first episodes, we 2 of our guests are from Hartley Bay, and one of them was talking about his experience playing in that tournament, and he's saying, like, the drums, he's like, it was like, felt like it was my heartbeat, and I like felt like it was home. Like, that's the sense that he had from playing in that gym, and I think that's so cool and such an amazing experience. You mentioned all of these like deadly players from your community, like who have played post-secondary and have like played at high levels over the years, and that's so awesome. We're just wondering, how has basketball grown so strong in the Syilx community, particularly in Similkameen?
We started Silk basketball program. My Uncle Peter, my Auntie Nana, or Tara, started us out with the Silk basketball program in Gent, and saw how much we all loved it and how much we were getting better, and why not create a safe space and an open gym for these kids on the weekends, and yeah, like that. We started as little guppies, trying to find our way through this sport. Yeah, we were just trying so hard. Like every practice, we're just in it, like we wanted to be there and we wanted to get better, and I feel like that's like key, and it just blossomed from there. And all of our little cousins saw how cool it was to play basketball and to be a part of a team, and I wanted to be it just looked fun from the outside, from how we were being represented, and we were we were role models. We were role models for the youth, and it's kind of sad to see after COVID how content our youth are being inside. It's kind of frightening for me, and I want to shift that. I want to get kids back in the gym or on the land. Like, it doesn't always have to be basketball. Like, find what you love and grab a hold of that feeling that you feel when you find something you love, and you never know where you can go with it or where it will take you.
Yeah, definitely. I wonder, as a early childhood worker, you must have some influence on the basketball community doing that work.
Oh yeah, I'm starting these kids off right now. I'm recruiting right now. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at that girl's mids. Like,
Yeah.
that's my best friend right there.
That's built into daily routine.
We have like the little baby net, the plastic one you get, and the little balls, and I'm like, oh my god, basketball is so fun. And I'm like, in their little nap time, I'm like, I love basketball. Love basketball.
So this is the rebound. Yes, you're chinning the ball. It's fantastic.
Yeah. Like, bend your knees more. I have like I have also we were just gifted from the band office. It's one of those like net. It's kind of like netball because it doesn't have like a basketball. So it has like the net in the middle, and then it has like 4 other nets around it at different levels. So I put it out there, and a couple of the boys were really like, whoa, what is that? And I'm like, this is basketball. We love basketball in the Similkameen. You want to be like your big brother? Oh, he loves basketball. But they go in and out of it, and I think they have more fun when I'm doing it with them and showing them and making games out of it. Like, our pavement's a little downhill, so they shoot and they have to go run and like go get it. Yeah, we're just working on our fine motor skills, getting them ready for Gent 2040.
That's right. It's no longer run, jump, swim. It's run, jump, shoot a basketball. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, at TB Tots Daycare, you're gonna learn how to play basketball.
So, Jade, family seems to be such an important aspect of who you are and as an individual. And you've actually had an opportunity, and you mentioned it earlier, playing college level basketball with your cousins. You played with Jasmine at the Northwest Indian College, and then you also played with Madison at Camosun. What was that like?
Oh my gosh. It is so like, it was so cool. Like, it was like me and my best friends just going to practice, hating our life at 6:30 a.m. for workouts, like you have your person with you, and you have your little inside jokes, and just like I said, like we play like we know each other. We play like we know where everyone is. It's like that telepathic force. And I'm so grateful to have the opportunity to play with my sisters, and sometimes it was short. Like, at Enwick, I did half a semester. I ended up getting like super, I struggle with my mental health. So it was really hard being there. But it was also nice to have my sister there for me at Enwick. And same thing happened at Camosun. I actually rolled my ankle in the first game playing 2 minutes. I shot a 3. I was going to make that 3. And that girl stepped in on me, boxed me out when I was up in the air. And I like landed on her foot. That was the worst roll of my entire life. Like, that shook me, man. Like, getting injured like that and like putting so much work into like training and getting like, I'm here with my bros. I got Ashley, I got Madison, I got Jasmine. I'm like ready to go. And my career kind of came to an end. And I was like, I'm here to play basketball. I wish I switched my way of thinking and like switched my lenses and I wish I had better tools there to be okay, and
Yeah.
I wasn't okay. And it hurt my heart, like I was like, why me, why me? And it was just meant to happen. Like, everything happens for a reason. And if I didn't have my sister's support, like, I don't know where I would be in this life. You need your people. No one's going to get it more than your sister on your team, your brother on your team, your cousin on your team. And it was hard. I wanted to win in that time of my life, and me not being there, getting injured, really shook me. And you looking back at it, like I wasn't meant to play in that division, I still have 1 year eligibility. I keep joking I'm gonna go back.
Come to UBCO.
UBCO, maybe. My friend Carly is coaching at UBCO. We went to high school together. We play basketball in the women's league together now. She's back home, and it's just it's insane. It's so cool to be able to play with your sisters and cousins. Not very many people get to do that. And if I didn't have them, I wouldn't be me.
I believe that too. Like, injuries take a toll. Like, so many people talk about injuries just taking a toll on them physically. They often forget about that mental and emotional aspect quite often. And yeah, I think you spoke to the importance of having family and having somebody, your people. So aside from being a basketball player and an early childhood worker, what's your involvement in the basketball community today?
Today I coach U13, so my little baby seal basketballers. We're getting ready to go up to junior all native and this next coming up week. And they're so cute. I never thought I would like be good at coaching, but Uncle Peter saw something in me and was like, hey, like, come to practice. Doing camps was the start of it. So I was do basketball camps through the colleges I was at and learning from players and coaches and how they do it. So it kind of became a natural thing for me. I coached the older girls for a little bit, and then my heart's with the U13s, man. It's so funny. You're basically like helping them regulate and like breathe, and it's okay. Like, I really want them to just have fun. Like, that's what I really want them to have, is have team understanding of what team is. And then I don't care if they win or lose. They care the most. Like, they want to win always. And I think as a kid, I remember I have some core memories of parents and coaches pushing that on kids and kind of like stressing them out, like, if you don't win, I don't love you, like, type of stuff.
Oh, wow.
You're not a winner, you're not a Montgomery. No, just kidding. You're just like,
Naim, is that you?
represent my family, you know, as a little 8-year-old. But I really love coaching those guys, and we don't have enough for a full boys team and a full girls team, so we are bringing a co-ed team, and some of them travel all the time. Some of them can't make a free throw yet, but they're just little. Like, our youngest is 8, so we have 8 years old, a couple older ones, but I'm like, just so you guys know, we're little. Like, downloading the parents and kind of like warning, I guess, like downloading them on how it can be in these types of tournaments. Like, we created, as the Sealk basketball program, the U13 division in the whole tournament. And the first rule that we implied was to have fun. And the tournament has kind of turned into a war for littles and a war for a nation. And I think it's hard to implement having fun when our people have been hurt so much. You know, our people have trauma and have health issues, and this is their highlight of the year sometimes, and they fundraise hard, and they want their teams to win, to represent their nation, and that's totally fair. That's for U17 up there. That's for the big dogs, you know. Like, I just wish it was nicer for them, you know. I wish it was more a loving, safe space for them, and not parents yelling at them on the sidelines the whole time, you know. And there's time for that. There's so much time for competitive sport. We just want them to fall back in love with the sport, you know. Like, we don't want them to see it as, oh, I have to go play basketball.
Yeah, you don't want them to lose the love of the game.
You don't want to lose that, and it's so key for littles. They can hate something really quick when that happens, or it hurts their heart, so they don't want to do it, you know. But yeah, like, I'm so excited still. Like, I'm the upbeat, like, fun coach that's like, oh well, like, we'll do better. Like, let's set some quarter goals, you know, of like what we want to do, and let's crush that goal by goal. Yeah, I love my Sealk little ballers. I actually got an opportunity to also manage the U19 NAG boys team for when they went out to Halifax. So that was insanely cool. Like, gent, but like way bigger, like all these young Indian youth coming into one little space and representing their nation. Like, you know, I never got to go to NAG. I actually missed out on the NAG boat. So this was like an extra exciting experience for me to be involved in such an elite thing. And those boys worked so hard, and they were all nice, and I felt seen and respected, and it's cool to teach kids that are at that level. It's really sweet to be like, hey, I love the sport. I love working on my game, and I see that you love doing that too. Here's some things you can do. So I'm excited to keep and continue to do that. Maybe not U19 boys, maybe try different age groups and maybe try girls teams too. Like I just see myself really fitting in there and loving the energy that title has, getting to know more kids. At Junior All Native, I'm like, hey, and they're like, hey, coach, and dap me up. And yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really cool to be on the bench as a coach and see basketball a different way.
Yes, definitely. Jade, for your U13, your littles, do you tell them, we might be small, but if you smudge real hard, you could grow?
You all gotta go pray really hard. No, I haven't, but I should let them in on that little life hack. One of my things I say is never give up. And that's one thing that they'll never give up. Those kids will work hard and do their best, and that's all I can ask from them.
Naim, we have a little thing here. I don't know if you wanted to ask that.
No. Those are just notes.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. I clearly missed the notes. By the way, Jade, I always just free will these interviews. I never really actually look at the script until the very.
He never reads my notes.
I feel like it's sometimes the best way. Yeah. We're natural born storytellers as Indian people, You can either tell the story or you can't. You can either wing it or you can't.
Okay, so we have a little game for you, Jade. The game is relatively simple. Your only objective is to choose one out of the 4 following options. And you have to answer the question, which one is the best possible option out of the worst possible options? And each option is something that we've experienced playing basketball, res ball, native tourneys, etc. Okay? Sound easy?
Sounds easy.
I will say this is probably one of the toughest would you rathers yet. But allow me to set the scene here. Okay. You're playing in one of the biggest games of your life, and the gym is absolutely packed with the opposing team's fans. And it feels like the crowd is right on top of you. Alrighty?
Okay.
Would you rather airball your 3-pointers and have the crowd yell, airball, every time? Would you rather get crossed up or shook multiple times to the point where the crowd yells, oh! Or would you miss 2 or more fast break wide open layups? Or airball 2 free throws in a row each per half?
Ooh. Okay, how many airballs do I get?
Technically 4 total.
4 airballs for the free throw. And
for the free throw? Yeah.
Okay, so that's for the free throw. And then for the 3, is it just 1 airball and everybody chants airball?
I wrote it, you airball your 3-pointers.
All of them?
Every one of them.
That would be tough. I would have to have 2 casts. Even then, I don't think I would airball all of them. But I have done that, and I have survived people yelling airball at me.
Yeah.
Defensively, I don't think I could do that. I really take pride in my defense. I think I'm gonna go with the airball and the whole crowd being like airball. One time actually, I was like in a res ball tournament and I had no legs and I airballed, and no one said anything. It was silent, and my uncle James was like at the loudest I've ever heard him do it. He was like airball.
Oh.
And my cheeks went red. I just was like, I'm already sweaty. I'm sweaty when I play, but I was like, you could tell I was so embarrassed. I was just like, oh wow, it hurts.
Naim, what would you pick?
I would probably pick the missing the wide open layups, because I've done that before, and you've yelled at me a lot of times over that, and I survived, so I can go through that again. Yeah.
Oh,
What about you,
man.
Mike?
Name, first of all, I've never yelled at you ever.
Oh yeah.
Lies.
You know, I thought about missing fast break wide open layups as well. But I'd probably pick free throws, you know, a little less detrimental to the team. At least you got a foul on somebody. At least you got that. You could say that.
That's a good way of putting it. That's so true.
Yeah.
But 4 air balls
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
from the free, from the
Hard to come
free
back from
line?
that. Yeah.
Hey, maybe you went to the line like 10 times in one half and you made 6, you know? You never know. Shooting
Yeah,
60%.
with the 3
True.
points, I'm like, oh, I can just drive.
Yeah. guess
Just
I'm not
driving
shooting
after
today.
one, man.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for joining us, Jade. We really appreciate you giving us your time and being here to share your story with us.
Mm-hmm. I really appreciated it. It was awesome. You're such a good storyteller, and I love the energy you brought to the pod today.
Oh, Lim, Cook's Jam. Thank you so much. This was fun. It was like hanging out with some bros.
Yeah, it's always great to talk ball. It's awesome.
It's so fun, like connecting on that level, and lots of many stories, lots and lots of stories when it comes to basketball. Hey,
Yeah,
totally.
That's for sure.
I think it's so cool you guys are documenting this, and it's important. Like, this is gonna be here forever, you know.
Yep.
Just
Absolutely.
like us.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, thank you.
I'm gonna end the recording, but it doesn't mean you have to leave.
Okay. I just
Okay.
like brain cells.
Yeah.